So again, here's the question though. What, pray tell, okay, did Sheena assume about me? That I'm waiting for marriage when I told her I was with 5 women before her? I didn't say I have 5 girlfriends. I said I was with 5 women before her. I thought she understood that meant I had sex with them. Well, you didn't know that. You mean, uh, that's a lie? In what way? You mean I didn't understand we can have both premarital and marital sex in church? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Did you? Okay, I can ask you that question now. Did you know that some people in the church are having sex outside of marriage, and some people are maybe really waiting for marriage, but it's usually up to the two individuals when they get together to inform each other of that when they start making out or something. You could have even told me the night before, Sheena. Even though we're having some hanky panky, I don't want to go all the way with you. That would have done it. I wouldn't have went all the way with you. That's the difference between a rapist mentality, Sheena, and someone thinking, oh, well, it's the following day. She didn't say we couldn't have sex already. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. The sex. The difference is being what, Sheena? You didn't say no during the encounter when something went inside of you longer than a tongue. How long is a tongue? Maybe 3/4 of an inch. Now, if it's something longer than a tongue, it's not a tongue, honey. You can't tell me you didn't feel something go inside of you, though. Up to the hilt. As long as your vagina. Okay. You can't tell me, okay, once it was in you, you didn't feel something warm kind of go into you, right? About a minute later. And usually, if you ain't done it in a while, it feels like the first time. Feels like the very first time. Don't you know it feels? This is also stuff I'm listening to in Georgia, honey. I'm treating it like it's both our first time. Again, because the duds before you knew we were having sex, and even if you didn't, I thought you knew what we were in for. But like Foreigner says, felt like the first time to me with the girl in the car. Okay, right. But we're in a park under a tree, exposed to everybody with a sheet covering us. Why do you think I did the same thing with Daphne when she tried to do a tarot card reading on my ass? I got under a cover. The cover is to cover your what sins. Now, what happened with Noah and Ham, Shem and Jephthah and Canaan? By the way, not him. He wasn't cursed. Canaan was. Crazy Christian from the south trying to make the black man your slave of that bullshit. I know what you think. You not reading, boys. It's Canaan who was cursed, you fucking redneck bastards. My brothers in the north and south, and who are dealing with some white racist assholes still who want to take over the country again. But do they got the manpower? Sorry about that, YouTube. Trust me, I know what I'm saying to those white that red backs. Excuse my French there again. They worse than Hitler and the KKK. Some of them, I know. Some of them are just shooting people for simply disagreeing with them, and that's the point. They're going foobar, right? That means fucked up beyond all reality. Excuse my French there again. But that means they're in the head. They only have one thing in their mind to dominate other races, right? But they'll shake your hand in public. They'll fist bump you even. No, no. But they got an agenda in the back of their mind. And you won't hear them talking about it to you face to face. They do it behind your back. Let me tell you, if a white man calls you the N-word, trust him more than someone who won't say it at all and is white. You know what I mean, sisters? Damn. Think about it, my brothers. Would you sooner a man who's comfortable using the N-word around you, or someone who knows better not to say it because he'll get in trouble because it's hate speech, right? You know what I mean? There's a little difference there. And if he says, "How you doing, my brother?" N-word, N-word. Insert here, insert here. N-I-G-G-E-R, brother. Right, right. Now, you could tell when someone's doing it comedically, too. I know. You know what I mean? And trying to insult your ass. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Mm-hmm. Just like my African roommate, who, again, you know, I occasionally use the N-word with him, but more friendly-like. I admit it, I didn't know any better than anyone else in the Navy at the time, right? Who would occasionally let the N-word slip. Mm-hmm. But see, that's the point. Honesty, as I am from the South, I do know the N-word. It would be weird if I didn't use it at all on you, you know. But the difference is content, or context, right? I say, "How you doing, my word?" You know what I mean? Not, it's just still saying behind your back. Mm-hmm. That's the point about attitude when you use the N-word too. Now, if you say it respectfully, because you've been through the grinder a little bit yourself, I don't know, even though you're not considered as dark as they are, but still, you've been beat down a couple times by a few N-words, right? Even some white guys beat you down. But still. Maybe. But this is over the gay issue, probably. And they don't want to talk about it. That's a sore spot for them, too, right? Because, see, some guys who think it's not gay to rape you into it, and that if you're gay, it's okay to rape you. Which ain't okay, gay people. If they're trying to rape you into being gay, that ain't good. That ain't good. Even if you are gay, that ain't good. That ain't good. That ain't how you discover you're gay, by some redneck raping you in the backseat of his car or truck. Male or female. See, sometimes they do what's called date rape. Mm-hmm. Where they get the female and rape her first. Right? And, you know, they hear saying no, but they just go into zone mode and they got to get it in. And when you have a big hairy man on top of you, like I said, you don't have much choice there. But if he lets you on top, right, you have all the power in the world to leave at any time, dear. Mm-hmm. Yep. Or even if you do it face to face, right? Or from behind, even. You can still walk away, right? Right. Whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? Exactly. Now, the difference is between yes and no is one little word, right? The difference between consent is not saying nothing while the sex act is going on. Mm-hmm. Until it's what? Completed, right? It don't matter what you're thinking, honey. You gotta say the magic word and walk away. Mm-hmm. And I'll let you walk away. Mm-hmm. The difference between Lisa, though, and Sheena, though, is I didn't know where she was at because Lisa went out to church too. So did her mom and dad, probably, right? But her dad was the bad guy, just like Sheena's dad was too. I know. The difference is I was more aware of Sheena's, Lisa's problem. Mm-hmm. And it hadn't been what I've been through up to Sheena either. I hadn't yet had sex either, Sheena, right? With Lisa. I was still trying to wait for marriage. And I understand the concept, honey. But the thing is, you gotta tell me before we get undressed together. And never close your eyes when a man could be undressing himself. No. See, you still could have said no. That's called going through life with blinders on, honey. You just didn't want to see what I was about to do, and you wouldn't be aware, and like your prophetess told you to. Is that my fault? I forgive you too. For not giving me what I thought was a consensual sex act, which is lead to marriage. Sorry about that. That's what I read in the Bible anyway. What do you think I'm reading to you? Right. Even if you have premarital sex with a female, you go to her father's hand and ask her for marriage, right? I wasn't going to do that. Or did I need to do that if your father molested you? I was going to you for your hand in marriage. And what do you think the Jerusalem was about? Were on ships both not in the Mediterranean Sea? Or even though if you were going somewhere else, right? It's called a romantic gesture that I want to still marry you, but we're in the Mediterranean. Now, I was hoping, right, that like with Sicily, our ships would go to the same port, even Israel. I've been there before. So was it a rude gesture to ask you to marry me in Jerusalem? Or did you misunderstand that? Or did you think I was getting so religious with you with Pastor Davis's teachings, right? Which I gave him credit for, right? By the way. I just showed you what the man told us in his Bible studies, right? In my letters too, right? Or did I get too religious and when I told you about being one of the two witnesses, did that freak you out? Did you get reverse religious on me, right? Like you weren't good enough to be the wife of one of the two witnesses. Well, you're not now. Damn. I didn't look at it that way then. I was just looking at it like Daphne. I just wanted to marry a woman and treat her right for the rest of my lives. Sorry it didn't work out with her either, but again, one of the guys knew it wouldn't. I guess I went through a blinder with her too, right? But the last act would have been the child coming in there to be not the first. You understand? I'm on the couch, right? You got to understand the setup ain't right for her to come in there to be, right? Mom's supposed to tell her not to anyway. I know she is. And if she has to, she's to lock the door, whatever she needs to do to keep that child in there with her till morning, right? Now, I ain't saying she had to get a potty chair, right? Right? You can usually put those by the bed, right? I know that. You ever seen a potty chair? Mm-hmm. Well, it's a little chair. It has a little hole with a little cup under it so the child can pee in the bedroom. Right. And don't have to go to the bathroom. Exactly. I know about more than you think about raising a child, too. Right. Why? I must have seen it somewhere in the house, right, Mom? Right, Mom? Exactly. Right. Because we didn't have one of those either, did we? You use one of those little potty chairs, right? The potty train Renee, because the toilet is usually sometimes too high for a child, right? You know what I mean? Even a boy might use one to use number 2, right? Am I lying? No, no. I don't know how to lie good. Even the story I'm making up sounds so far-fetched, right? That you're like, what the heck are you talking about? So that. I can't see the child doing all that with some strange white man sleeping on the couch she only met once. She would only have to do it once, right? Right. 2. All she would have to do is come in there to be. Right. One time and I would have to deal with it the rest of my life, I guess, right? But, question is, what's going on? Hey, stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going round. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Now, this is next to being put in front of a firing line and being shot to death, right? With this particular accusation, right? You might as well hang me up to dry. I don't know. And throw away the key. I don't know. Don't even think about me. If you love somebody, if you love someone, if you love somebody, if you love someone, set them free, 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 set them free, set them free. Right. Well, go ahead and throw away the key, right? He does say that, right? That's part of the lyrics, right? I'm borrowing that line, right? Well, you charge someone with a sexual crime, right? Usually, I know, whether the person did it or not has to deal with that shit the rest of their life, right? That thing, you see what I mean, right? Don't matter if it happened or not. Even if story 2 did happen, I can explain that could have been something a little different, but I don't believe I did that, right? But it still could happen, right? But it would be a very unusual situation to it. It might also indicate male coaching involved, right? But who would be the male who would do that? Daphne's dad or Sal? That's all you can ask that question of as well. Who would actually benefit from coaching the child? If she was to do something as weird as that. Who would also know about it and want to expose me and Daphne for doing that? Is that Dad? Daphne's dad or Sal? I don't know. These are questions, though, you gotta ask if you're investigating shit like this, right? Right. Especially if you don't know who the accuser even is, right? It's what we mean. That's what we mean. I don't even know who's accusing me of this, and only what I'm telling you is what I'm telling you, right? Pastor Davis's church with Pastor Thomas working it from Norfolk, right? I don't even know anything about San Diego, right? But those two churches I know about. Those two churches are practicing the same practice if you're a eunuch, right? They talking about hand jobs. Not hand jobs. Doing the hand jobs. No, hand jobs, hand jobs. It's what it's called in the profession you're acting like you're in. So if you're doing it for free and paying the pastor money to let you go out to his church. Is it 10% or more? If it's more than 10%, okay, something's wrong, right? Let me tell you that too, brothers. If they want more than 10% of your check, they're not a god. That's the problem too, right? Now, a gift or a tithe, okay, is 10%, right? That's okay. That's normal. That's like if you make $500, you give 50, right? Right. Exactly. You might give 55 or 60 as a what? Bonus, right? Right. But that's all you got to give, right? It's like 10% of your total check. Take home, before take home, right? I know, right, too. It's kind of considered that way. That's why. Now, I knew about tithing, so I was already tithing. And plus, they were letting me stay out in the apartment. I said, I know that costs money. So I was tithing there, too, right? Or paying for a place to stay for a few months. And you can look at it that way, too. There's that. And usually that's about $250, right? I was tithing them a month, right? For letting me stay at the apartments a little bit, right? But again, okay, it did finally happen one night. I think I was having a wet dream and was suddenly woken up from it, right? By Brother Dan. But it ain't Brother Dan's fault. He's just exercising what Pastor Brand taught me about, and, my key, Great Lakes. But that's the point. See. If you don't know the word no, you don't know where you can draw the line with that either. See, if someone thinks you're having a wet dream, go back to sleep. You are. You are. They're not. They're awake. Ignore them. Ignore them. Go back to sleep. Roll over if you have to. Roll over if you have to. I might have had to do that with a few of my friends when I was dating girls, right? But they know it's not about them. If they see you humping the bed, you're not humping them. You're humping the bed thinking of a woman. Hey, usually called a wet dreams, friends. Okay. It's another way you can get it on your cloth and your garment and skin. The underwear and your stomach. Hello. Hate to be blunt. Hey. No, I'm talking big for some of you people. Being a little bit direct. Being an adult about it. Right? That's why some of them I'll even say, wait a minute. This might be too much of a mature subject matter for you. Yeah. I don't think you can handle it. So we'll call this too sensitive. But Moses does talk about, like I said, getting it on your garment or naked skin. Wait a minute. It does say naked, right? Didn't I read it to you the last time? All right. Well, naked skin means even if it gets on your what? Hands. That's okay too. Or your garment if you're having a what? Wet dream. This is grown up talk. Grow up. Or we did a Sunday school class who don't want to eat the meat and wants milk all their lives. See what I mean?